I met up with the affair partner's wife. Original post. Long story short, I've been living the last 9 months with my wife cheating. We've had 2 dissolution dates and tried working things out, but she kept reaching back out to him, giving little pokes, almost like letting him know she's still here. I've finally decided to walk away. Probably gave her too much of my time and chances. We are going through divorce, and since then I have opened myself up, to the degree of reaching out to the other betrayed spouse. For the backstory, on a cold January night, my wife wanted to go to the YMCA to get a sauna, which is right down the road. I was pulling my truck to the back of our property to hook up a trailer, and I had a gut feeling. So I drove there and found both their trucks. I went straight in and found them in the sauna hanging out. I opened the door and said, "What's up?" And when he said, "What's up?" I just started swinging on him. At the end of the scuffle, I had him in a headlock and almost gouged his eye out until he started squealing like a baby. That snapped me out of it, and I walked away. A couple weeks later, after I originally called his wife and informed her, he called me a couple days later wanting to talk smack. He and his friend were driving around but were too scared to meet up. Then when I was on the coffee date with his wife a couple weeks ago, she remembered that night because he was driving around looking for me and told her, "Someone is gonna get hurt tonight." But of course, when I invited him and his buddy to meet me solo and I'd beat them both up, he was too scared. Didn't want these hands again. His wife was thankful I contacted her again. I had anonymously called her months ago to inform her, her husband was cheating on her with my wife. We talked a little and decided to meet up for coffee. I was able to fill in some blanks for her, and likewise she did the same. We continued talking through the next 2 weeks and ended up hanging out again, more casual this time. Got some food, cruised around, and ended up sitting on a bench drinking a little. It ended with me dropping her off at her house. The next day she wanted to hang out on her porch and talk. This ended up being an all-night ordeal of live music and hanging at her friend's house where some affection and good times took place. As we got to her place, I ended up staying where we only snuggled, which honestly was more satisfying than if either of us had made a move. I think it showed each other a lot. Anyways, things are heating up, and it has been quite an enjoyable experience so far. Seems like a lot of chemistry. What a crazy circumstance to meet someone and have it go this well. Let's hear some input. As for the soon-to-be ex-wife, we were in reconciliation, limbo, push-pull, chaos. She was shaken and kept saying, "It's not about him, stop." Now she's begging for me back. Reading the top comments before the next update. Great, you can find some shelter in the storm. Just be very clear with yourself that that's what it is. You are both hurt. Don't make any permanent decisions about this person over the next year. Yeah, this is definitely sage advice. Trauma bonding isn't a solid foundation for a relationship. That said, there is a certain poetry to your situation that was really satisfying to read. Thanks for the input. When it could have escalated, we took it slow. I think the restraint from our overnight, where we just laid together and snuggled, where I am sure our ex's restraint and character lacked, is living rent-free in her mind. She has brought it up several times, and we've made inside jokes about snuggling. The snuggle is real struggle. I am thankful it didn't go further. I think it's having a bigger impact. As far as trauma bonding, we talk a little bit about the exes but probably 5%, the rest is just genuinely getting to know each other. I would rather it fizzle out into friends than jump into something unhealthy, but I am open for the future. Also, she said she hasn't snuggled in 12 years. I'm glad I could make her feel alive in that again, if only for a night. Wonderful. It's good for both of you. Are your spouses aware of this wonderful situation? No, spouses are unaware of the situation. Since I beat up the affair partner, it would probably need some cool-off time before we exposed anything if this grew into anything. That will add another layer. First update. D's been interesting since I last posted. Soon-to-be ex-wife is still trying to claw me back into her control. She found out I was talking to the affair partner's wife, and instead of talking to me first, she contacted the affair partner. She also cracked my safe with the help of a locksmith and took $7,000, which she returned shortly after our lawyers got involved. She bugged my truck with a GPS and has been lingering around my house, even though she has her own apartment, because she's mad I filed for sole occupancy. Last night, I came out of Menards with the kids and a cop was waiting for me. She had called, claiming I was unsafely transporting the kids. I'm not sure what angle she's trying to take to dig up dirt on me, but it's been non-stop. She's even threatened drug tests for me and my brother anywhere I take the kids, which isn't a problem, but just more craziness. All this while still saying she wants me back. The affair partner hasn't reached out to me, probably because I put the fear of God in him. But he has threatened not to pick up his kids and to quit his job so his wife can't collect child support, which she needs to refinance the house under her name. Meanwhile, my soon-to-be ex-wife still expects me to give her another chance. She texts me endlessly, which honestly just adds to my anxiety. She plays on family ties, my past faults, and anything she can. As far as me and the affair partner's wife, we're still having a good time talking. Vibes are good, and the only red flags are who our soon-to-be exes are. There's another part of me that doesn't want a long-term relationship with someone with kids. It might sound selfish since I have kids, but I never asked for this to happen. Taking on someone else's kids feels like a lot, maybe for the right person. Plus, I'm still early in all of this, and maybe I haven't fully processed everything yet. Reading the top comments before the next update. Isn't it time to use a co-parent app to communicate? What did the officer say? Will he explain that false police reports are a crime? Yeah, I need to download it. Was going to use my family wizard, and then block her. I still have empathy for her, even after the hell she put me through. She is broken, but it's not my responsibility anymore to try and fix it. I walked up to the officer with a big smile and he returned it. He knew he was there for no reason. I guess just another thing on the books for the courts to see. I think it's time to talk with a lawyer to learn how to protect yourself legally. I talk with my lawyer tonight. I have a list of things I want to go through. I am very self-controlled at this point in what I say to the soon-to-be ex-wife. I treat her like I'm talking to her lawyer. What's the other betrayed spouse's relationship status? Is she getting a divorce too? I think it's early to think about a relationship, but when the right one comes, you'll know. You'll figure out her kids' issues. Meanwhile, focus on yourself and your kids. Find therapy for all of you and take things easy with the other betrayed spouse. They are legally separated and now going through the divorce process. I agree, I need to take it slow, not settle for the first thing, watch for red flags, slow to hire, quick to fire, etc. After coming out of hypervigilance and everything else, I've been able to get back to being the father I was. The affair took so much out of me that it was hard to even show up for my kids, which is embarrassing, but probably not uncommon. Second update. Me and the affair partner's wife have such a great time. We went on an overnight with a nice dinner, games at Penn's, and then a hotel stay. All of which didn't include anything sexual. Imagine that these days, self-control. Although there was plenty of sexual energy. That's the update with that. On the other hand, the divorce hearing is set for sole occupancy of the family home that I currently occupy, and custody arrangements. My wife continues to endlessly text me. One minute she'll call me a toxic and emotionally abusive husband, and the next she'll be sending me sexy photos and inviting me over. She is constantly trying to get me back, and honestly, it's emotionally and mentally draining. I did download a parenting app today and will be blocking her soon. Monday and Tuesday were my days with the kids, but she withheld them from me, saying I have a drinking problem. I have a drink or two on nights I don't have the kids. She also kicked in my door on Sunday, but still wants me to take her back. I'm also still mourning what has been lost with my family unit. The divorce process seems very hurtful, at least it has so far. The soon-to-be ex-wife told me that I would hate her through this process. A veiled threat if I didn't take her back? Why don't these betrayers just let us move on, make it fair for the kids, and leave us alone? Why the need to try to destroy and seek what control they still think they have? My ex chased me around for years, trying everything she could to get me back. Including making up lies to try to put doubts in my wife's head, girlfriend at the time. All that did was make me dislike her even more. The life of a narcissist is just crazy. They cheat and then end up wanting you back after they realize they messed up. Good luck, brother. Thanks, man. Same experience for me, except I'm female and he's male. He was the one who cheated on me, with a male escort, and he still tells everyone I was the cheater. Tried to ruin my life, yet expected me to turn around and want him back? They're delusional. Maybe our exes should date each other. You're not kidding. My ex told everyone I was the cheater and it was all about poor little her. It's amazing how they will try so hard to turn everything around on you, isn't it? It would be nice if she was dating someone just like her. My soon-to-be ex is trying to say I'm cheating because she found out I talked to the affair partner's wife. Funny how things are so similar with people. Your soon-to-be ex-wife doesn't want you back. She's only harassing you because you're hanging out with her affair partner's wife. If her affair partner's wife wasn't with you, then she wouldn't be doing it. The fact you're hanging out with her affair partner's wife is making her lose it because, let's face it, if your soon-to-be ex-wife didn't have her affair, you wouldn't be with her affair partner's wife. Indirectly, your soon-to-be ex-wife introduced you to your new girlfriend while your soon-to-be ex-wife has lost you, a family, and her affair partner. So as far as the soon-to-be ex-wife knows, she only thinks we've talked on the phone. When we hang out, we keep it on the down low. We don't need any more drama in our lives. She is scrambling to say everything to get me back. While I see what you're saying, she may not really want me back, she's more scared of seeing me move on with someone else. And I still get texts like this every day. The affair was not a malicious act against you, nor was it something I plotted or planned to hurt you. It came from an unhealthy way of trying to fill my own need for connection, not because you weren't enough. It was never about replacing you or rejecting you. The choices I made came from small compromises that built up into something I wish I could undo. I want you to know my love for you was real then and is real now, and the damage this caused doesn't reflect how much I value you. On to the next story. Girlfriend of 11 years died of cancer, found out she has a new boyfriend. Rant. My girlfriend of 11 years just died a couple of days ago due to complications from cancer. For the most part, we had a very loving relationship. We grew our careers together, we had a vision of where we wanted to be in life, and we even planned out what we wanted when we grew old. We did have fights. There were suspicious parts, on her side, that shook the foundation of our relationship a few times, but we got past them. One of those was when she wanted to end things because she was tired during the pandemic, but we were able to fix it. In 2024, because of her family's money issues, I got frustrated and said maybe we should break up. But after a few days, I talked to her because I couldn't let her be alone with her family during their issues. We got back together, but for some reason she didn't want to update her side of the family about this. Her reasoning was that, now that I was out of the picture, her family might think she didn't have as much money anymore, so they wouldn't ask her for more. I helped her with some of her bills and gave to her family too. She still loved her family despite their toxicity. After that, we traveled to a different country, and I felt like we were really happy. At the start of 2025, she had to go to the emergency room because of stomach pain. After tests, we were told she had cancer. Treatments were done in a different country since the cancer was rare and medicines weren't available here. She underwent immunotherapy, less debilitating than chemo, so not much downtime, and she went through it without me or her family's help. She rented a place there. Unfortunately, immunotherapy didn't do much, so she planned to move back to our country and see what the doctor's next steps were. During this time, whenever we video called and I asked if I could visit to help her, she got angry and didn't want me to go. She told me she wasn't happy with me and that we should probably break up. In my mind, I thought it was just the cancer speaking. I figured she wanted to do things on her own while she still could, so I respected that. We still communicated because I was helping with costs and paying for some loans. We also had a property together, so maybe she thought I'd just subtract what she owed from my share. But we never managed to sell the property. Last week, I was still able to talk to her on video chat. At this point, she was crying because of the pain. I asked again if I could visit, and she just got mad. I dropped the subject. I didn't want to stress someone battling her mortality. Then I got the bad news. A couple of days later, she passed away. I asked her mom if I could visit her. After a few days, I went to their house and saw her. I had been holding back emotions on the flight, but I broke down when I saw her in the casket. I never envisioned something like this in my entire life. I cried my heart out. After talking to her mom, I interacted with people at the house. One lady asked me if I knew the guy sitting in the room. That's when my emotions went ape crap. It turned out to be her new boyfriend, who she met while having treatments in another country. For some reason, I wasn't angry. I just thought, I'll give her a pass for this because she was dying and maybe wanted to experience different things. I told her mom and siblings that I didn't know about him, and they also didn't know we were still together. I asked if I could leave and go somewhere else. They had arranged her room so I could sleep there. The new boyfriend was sleeping at a hotel near the house where the wake was. I feel so alone because I'm stuck in the room. I don't want to go outside when he's around because I want to respect my girlfriend's decision. I only go out when he's not there. He won't even attend the interment since he had to fly back to his country. I have mixed feelings. Her family wants me to attend the interment on Saturday. I'm still here, Always wondering the whys, whens, wheres, but I'll never get the answers. She's gone. What did I do wrong? Why didn't I deserve a final goodbye? While I wasn't perfect, I poured my heart and soul into taking care of her. But for some reason, it still wasn't enough. Sorry for the long post. I just needed to get this off my chest. You did nothing wrong. It's very common for a betrayed spouse/partner to blame themselves in cases of infidelity, but that's wrong. This is who she was. She was stringing you along for some reason while having another boyfriend. Some people are like that. Don't take the blame. Thank you for saying that. I always keep asking what I did wrong. We always wanted our communication open. I guess it really might have been the cancer. A few years ago I went through something similar when my girlfriend was diagnosed with cancer and asked to break up during treatment. She said she didn't want me to see her like that and only remember her well. I had already lost both parents and my best friend to cancer, so I respected her wishes. Predictably, I found out she was seeing a medical tech she met during treatment. By then, I was seeing someone else, so I couldn't even be that angry. But it did make me wonder many of the same things you did. People are irrational when they are dying, so looking for reasons is a fruitless exercise. Unfortunately, our last conversation wasn't good. She called me a week before she passed, said she wanted to get back together so I could be by her side. When I asked about the other guy, I knew from social media posts, she denied it, then said it was complicated. I tried to be gentle telling her I wished her the best, but I was with someone else now. She made a crappy comment about me moving on before she was cold. That's how we left it. I don't know what comfort this brings, but what she did at the end doesn't invalidate the years you spent together. It was probably over when she got her diagnosis, but she didn't have the decency to tell you. If she had, maybe you'd already have had the chance to move on. All you can do is start the grieving process. If you aren't in therapy, now is a good time. You've got two different kinds of complex trauma to work through. Thanks for this. I was confused and experiencing a wide range of emotions. I find comfort in what you said, that what she did at the end doesn't invalidate the years we spent together. I'll focus on that.